Welcome to Mindful Me. I'm Cyndi Weekes Bradley, your host today. As we turn the tables, we'll be meeting with Dr. Marga Zarrage.
Thank you so much for agreeing to chat on the show. I feel like I wanted to connect with you today on our, I would say, meditation and mindfulness advocacy.
Yeah.
And I felt like I would say we can compare notes and like bring something unique to the audience and see. This is the main reason why I wanted to do this. I want people to appreciate that each person's journey is unique.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is to start it.
Yeah.
That feeling good every day with meditative or contemplative practice is not exclusive to, a well trained and highly accomplished leader like yourself. It's not exclusive to someone like that. It is just about discovering your breath. And of course, again, that's why we're here to share our techniques. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, let's compare notes.
So tell me, how did you first discover your breath?
Yes. So I started like yourself, actually, as a student. I just finished med school. I was under a lot of pressure. I had test anxiety.
Me too.
So initially I didn't start off that way, but I found med school to be a highly emotional time, in a highly competitive environment. And where I was training in the Philippines, there were no like academic coaches or mental health counselors. You kind of just did it.
Yeah.
You winged it. And so this anxiety was very much bubbling underneath the surface, and I was actually getting by. I was a highly motivated physician. And so the great thing was I crossed over and migrated to the US. And in that journey, I discovered people who I very much respected, specifically a friend who was herself a scientist from MIT. And like, ooh, MIT, like that's like such a respectable institution. Like if she's doing it, then there must be, for a science lady to be spending time on a practice, she must be getting the benefits. That's and right. It must be based on something. So I would say I didn't like right off the bat go into the journals or whatnot. It came from a caring friend who knew that I was dealing with something very specific. And so I would say that a lot of people come, cross paths with me for similar reasons, that they are trying to address either deep or, in my case, now that I know how much more meditation can do for life, comparatively, the test anxiety is now, in my mind, a superficial need. But in any case, it was the need of the time. So that's where it all started. I needed to address something immediately, because the test exams, the schedules were there. I needed to solve a problem.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
I suffer from, I still do. Even with the meditation, I still kind of like, yes. So I'd like to know a little bit more about the values and your purpose that are connected to mindfulness and meditation.
Yes. In my journey, I couldn't help it. I formed like specific ways for me to teach. I'm really a teacher at heart as well, actually. My first job out of residency, so I finished family medicine residency, I chose to first go into the academe. Yes. So I am also part of University of Massachusetts Medical School. Yes.
We have a lot in common.
Yes. But of course, that's in Worcester. Your affiliation's in Boston.
Yeah.
So I was teaching family medicine residents. And again, I share this because I'm a teacher at heart. And now that I'm less active with the academe, I still am, and especially with the COVID that kind of slowed down.
Yeah.
But it is my goal to have students in my practice and also to contribute to community health rotations, which I did. But again, COVID was kind of like a glitch there. So given that it's within me to always, it's I would say, gritty for me to just say, okay, here's the prescription, bye. I'm more of like, so like what is it? How are you approaching this issue? So I'm more reflective, more like, as we use the word preceptor, I'm like precepting my patients, like what is your approach to your health and so forth. So I've found that I advocate for, we talked about the power of words. So I've found 3 words to teach patients about approaching need-based dilemmas, concerns, mental health issues with these 3 words.
Nice.
It is review, reframe, and rewire.
Review, reframe, and rewire.
Yes.
I love those 3 words.
Yes. So basically, I explain that process to them, but the most important thing is I integrate breath work before we go into the process.
Nice.
So in other words, yes, we do that, but we're not doing it like what we're doing now, where we're talking in, they call it the conscious level. And for those who look up like brain waveforms, we are in the beta wave level. So we do this, I call it the triple R process, review, reframe, rewire in the relaxed state.
Nice.
Yes.
And the relaxation, does it come from the breathing techniques that patients actually use during the process?
Yes. So I become we basically explore guided experiences because most people don't know where to start, right? So in exploring breath work, that's when then they themselves realize, oh, so this is what relaxation feels like. So now, as they keep on doing it and doing it and doing it, then they can bring themselves to get to the relaxation phase faster. And that's what it's my advocacy to have people feel it, sense it, study it, so they can keep on recreating it and recreating it. And that's only the time that we go to the triple R, the review, reframe, and rewire. So definitely, I could expound on that as we continue to talk. So.
We talked about the sensation. Sometimes when you're going through something new, your sensations and emotions and thoughts may not be connected. How do you get your patients to connect to their sensations, emotions, and thoughts?
Connecting to sensations, emotions, and thoughts. Well, for me, I definitely have them compare what it's like to do the same thing with eyes open and eyes closed.
Okay.
And so they can realize that when they shut off their vision, 80% of the information coming in, because that's how much vision influences our processing. Shut off the 80% coming in and let magic happen.
Oh, thank you. And I have one good little question. I think it's a good one. If you were to give the general audience any feedback on starting their practice, like if they're a beginner, that's usually the rough time in starting, what advice would you give them just to start out on their practice?
I would definitely, because I'm gonna use the current time and what's relevant right now. I would go and find one person in like free content. So there's free content everywhere online. There's so many speakers out there. I would just choose one and follow that person who is advocating mindfulness. And if this person is elevating your mood, is elevating your sense of relaxation, I would follow that person for a while and explore, what kind of experiences that person can lead you to. I just feel like that's an easy, relevant thing rather than saying, okay, you need to find this course in this city. So I think that that's a small step.
Well, I just want to thank you for your time today, Dr. Marga Zarrage, and I'm sure your audience will benefit from all that you've shared. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll be right back with the quote of the day.
Imagine always being front row to plays like this.
Opts for the layup, and he throws it down.
Or this?
It's a ball headed out. Low shot. Yes! Oh, Miranda!
And even this.
Ouch.
Oh my God! Being able to capture high school sports at their highest level.
Chmielewski under it, and the Rockets are state champions!
Your Division I 2021 state champions.
Here at the Needham channel, you can do all of those things and more. Plus, we definitely have our fun here too. Interested? We'd love to hear from you. Send us an email at sports@needhamchannel.org or visit our website, needhamchannel.org, for more information.
Hi, I'm Zach.
Hi, I'm Ben Gilman.
Hello, my name is Susan Reisner.
Hi, I'm Heidi Frail, member of the Select Board.
Hi, I'm Coach Dave Powell from Needham Boys Volleyball.
Hi, I'm Shira. Hi, I'm Ava. I'm 11. You're watching the Needham channel. And you're watching the Needham channel. And you're watching the Needham channel.
And you're watching the Needham channel. And you're watching the Needham channel.
And you are watching the Needham channel.
And you are watching the Needham channel.
Thank you and welcome back from break. I have the quote of the day for you. There are only 2 days in the year that nothing can be done. One is called yesterday and the other is called tomorrow. So today is the right day to love, to believe, to do, and mostly to live. Thank you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So I had a really interesting question. I'm curious a little bit more about the triple R's. Can you please tell me a little bit more?
Yes.
Thank you.
We were discussing once we enter into a relaxed phase of the practice or the session, we have an opportunity now to have a clearer mind, and let's begin with a review. So review is looking either visually or any type of sensation that brings you to almost like a movie-like state of what you're currently facing. And again, I want to open up the audience in this technique because actually we do this all the time, now that I think about it, where things flash back at you.
Yeah.
What we're doing here is just, I would say, techniques that actually are productive rather than allowing the stress response to take over and looking at the exact same thing and making our subconscious overwhelmed with conclusions that don't really help or empower you.
Yeah.
So when you get into a relaxed state, I like to educate people about the amygdala. The amygdala being the stress center of the brain. And I truly believe that there's this entire system has ways to express stress. But the amygdala, for the purpose of teaching today, is like one area of the brain that turns on when you are under threat, and then just the activity just lowers and turns off when you're able to relax yourself. And then we play this movie, and now this is now the review. So whatever challenge that or need that is playing there, just allow your mind to almost wander freely. And what I want to share is this doesn't necessarily have to be like some active documentary. It can be in the form of drawings for some people.
Yeah.
It could be in the form of colors, because you can experience life in this level of relaxation in different sensation and ways. A lot of people experience it through vision. Some people experience it through hearing, like, recreating maybe voices, maybe music.
Yeah.
So just open yourself up. Again, there's no, and this is where people really get stumped up, like, am I doing this right?
Yeah.
So I just want to create that solid message. I've said it again and again. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. Just let things go, because your mind and body is a miracle.
Yes.
Right? So your mind and body is a miracle. Let the miracle happen. So there you are. You are in relaxation response, and then you are reviewing. You're reviewing your current need. And so And so now, again, we're just exploring one way, one approach, right? So typically there's some grittiness, difficulty, challenge there. So now we're entering into the reframe. Because your mind and body are in a relaxed phase, you start to enter a reframe mode where, what if you looked at things differently?
Yes.
And it's the easiest thing. Sometimes it can happen here, like we're talking, because we've primed our intentions before this show.
Correct.
Where it's easier to reframe stuff the way that you reframed in the episode before. So guys, please catch that episode. So we were talking about compassion, and we were reframing right then and there in an awake or conscious state. But when you go into the subconscious state and you decide to reframe, it's the easier thing because your mind's just allowing you to pursue a lightness. And that doesn't mean like not the doubt or like, really, that's gonna work? You know, some type of scene or solution, just like how it played as a movie. You experience different sensations. Let your mind reframe and see like what is the perspective, what is the who is the person who can contribute to a solution. Reframe is like, or maybe then the empathy and the compassion can enter where the person who is threatening you, maybe you can in a relaxed state relate more with this person. I'm just painting a very broad stroke here. So now we're in the reframe. And then when the direction becomes clearer, then there's the rewiring. You rewire to a direction, a mantra sometimes, a quote, or a resolution. We rewire in the present tense because, well, just like the quote, there is nothing more valuable than the present or today.
Yeah.
So when we rewire in this technique that I've been espousing, you rewire in the present. And just like what you suggested in your episode, make it active. Something that is solid, something that is concrete. So one example, if a mother who is challenged with a parental issue. So because in relaxed state, the mantra becomes clear that I am spiritual mother to my child. So that's an example of a strong mantra. You see how we use, in rewiring, we are actually using words as power tools. Power tools for, I think that is the gift of humanity, is that words, language are actually, pillars of our own, I would say, salvation from misery. If we just knew how to use them to our advantage. Versus sometimes how if we kind of unplug and not be intentional, sometimes we can hurt the people we love most.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you. It sounds to me just so poetically said that we're talking about bringing the mind, body, and soul together in that relaxed state. So I thank you for your time today, and I really appreciate you just sharing more about the 3 R's in a way that resonated with me, and I hope it resonates with the rest of the audience as well.
I also want to honor you, and thank you for allowing me to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So for those who haven't caught that show yet, Cyndi's episode is on compassionate meditation and mindfulness. And she so graciously agreed to turn the tables so we could compare notes on our contemplative practices. I hope to have you back. I have some ideas.
I would love to be back.
Yes, I have some ideas on how we can get together and just, spread more of this beautiful energy that is so needed.
It is needed.
Yeah, right now in this phase that all of our communities are facing.
Yes, thank you.
So this has been another episode of Mindful Me. Thank you for
You're
hosting
welcome.
and
You're welcome. My pleasure.
And being my sounding board on this topic. For more feedback, please reach out to us at mindfulmetv@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook and Vimeo as Mindful Me with Dr. Marga. We are also on YouTube. This has been another episode of Mindful Me.